Neptune by Elizabeth Flanagan. Time is present. Place is Saturn's Law Library, the reading of Saturn's will. There's a wall of books on one side of the room, a freshwater aquarium on the opposite wall, and an enormous walnut desk in the center. At rise, Jupiter stands at a bookshelf. He grabs a book. He leaves through it and then puts it back. He crosses to the aquarium, his back to Pluto, who sits at the desk in the center of the room. Pluto is constantly texting on her phone.
Can they come after you after the fact?
It depends, Jupiter.
If someone comes into money later after a lawsuit, is that money at risk?
It depends. Give me a second.
What do they say?
They're not good.
But you can handle it.
I'm on it.
You know it's bullshit, right?
Yeah, it's just that.
Pluto, are you doubting me?
No, it's just that.
You already said that.
For one thing, the timing is a problem.
Of course the timing is a problem. The timing is everything. Trying to connect me to this crap with Dad's demise all over the news, his own misdeeds.
Misdeeds.
I'm not him, Pluto.
This isn't why I became a lawyer. Juno's calling.
Leave it. I'll call her back.
I'm not lying to Juno for you.
I'm telling you to not answer. That's not lying. What is going on with you?
It's all feeling a little too familiar, all right?
Pluto, it's me. You're the only one in my corner, truly in my corner. If you don't believe me, then
I believe you.
This is just about money.
I know it is.
Should we put someone else on the lead?
No, we should keep it close.
Are you sure you're up for this?
I'm on it. I told you.
Good. Because I can't do it without you.
Maybe we should be more concerned about Neptune showing up.
He's not going to show. Moby Dick. What an asshole. You think Dad read all these?
You think I was allowed in this room?
You know, if Neptune does come back, it'll be your fault.
Why would it be my fault?
You can't seem to cut him out.
He's our brother, and a third is his, rightfully his. Anyway, I don't control Neptune any more than you do.
Voices are heard from down the hall.
We can't hold them off much longer.
Then you better come up with something.
A lot more voices, footsteps, the library door opens, and Neptune walks in.
Ugh. Don't even say it.
Don't everyone get up at once.
Hey, Neptune.
Hey, little sister, how you doing? You look good.
I'm all right, considering you're looking good too.
Caribbean air has that effect.
Caribbean air. You live on a crappy boat in the Pensacola.
Good to see you too, Jupiter.
I told him you'd come.
Why wouldn't I?
Maybe because you missed the wake, the funeral, just about everything else.
Oh, I doubt anyone even noticed. Anyway, it all looked like a circus.
Yet you made it back for this.
And with the reaction I got on my arrival, let's just get it over with. I'll call him in.
Close the door.
What's going on?
Close it, Neptune, please.
He closes the door.
You guys find Dad's extra secret porn collection or something?
We're postponing the reading of the will.
The hell we are.
It may be necessary for the time being.
No way. Why?
To protect the funds.
From who?
No one.
Shit, Jupiter. Seriously?
It's nothing.
What kind of damage control are we dealing with this time?
There's no case.
Will there be press?
Pluto's got it under control.
It's safer to postpone anything dealing with Dad's well. Let this die down for a little.
Let it die down a little?
There may not be anything there.
Pluto, do you even hear yourself anymore? And what if I don't want to postpone?
You'd be putting us all at risk.
I'd be putting us at risk? You're not getting my portion.
That's not what's happening.
We are protecting your portion. This is for everyone's benefit. We have to tie up the wheel so that the monies aren't available to anyone.
Who is it?
Who?
Who's accusing you?
I have no idea.
She worked for you? The company?
Could be rumors.
Pluto?
Trying to find out.
In the meantime, we have to protect ourselves. Pluto's handling things, and you just need to agree. Once it's cleared up, we'll all get our due.
Problem is, I can't wait. Even if I did trust you.
Weeks, Neptune. I'm asking you to wait a couple of weeks.
Somehow I doubt that.
We have an agreement.
And you thought I'd agree to this.
Look, I can give you something to tide you over.
This is so typical. I could tell the moment I walked in that you didn't want me here. Even you, Pluto. I could see the disappointment in your face.
Because when you come home, this always seems to happen.
Oh, you mean Jupiter fucking us both over? Huh. Nah, you two can tie up your portion. I'll just take my part.
That's not how this works.
Still his lapdog, Pluto. I see things haven't changed with you either.
Go to hell. I'm his lawyer.
That's what you call it now. Look, I don't want to be part of whatever this is. And you can't pay me off, Jupiter. I don't want your money. I want what's mine. Who knows how you try to manipulate it later.
This is in all of our best interest. Yours too, Neptune. You should know this.
2 against 1, huh?
Neptune.
How can you deal with him bossing you around to this day?
Because now she gets paid for it.
Screw you, Jupiter.
Calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down.
Yeah, I feel for you, Pluto. Now you know why I got out of this family.
Yeah, real far away.
Then all the more reason to get this settled quick. Once it's done, I'm gone. You won't have to see me again, neither of you.
Of course, wouldn't be like you to stick around, would it?
When have you ever really wanted me to stick around, Pluto?
Fine. What will it take? Give me a number.
I told you I don't want your money.
You sure? You seem a little more desperate than usual. Let me guess. Gambling debt caught up with you? I know you're not practicing law, that's for damn sure.
You no longer control everything, Jupiter. Don't you get it? Dad's gone. This changes things. I want the money because it's mine. Maybe I can even do something good with it.
Yeah? Like what? Save the narwhals? You're so full of shit.
This isn't helping, Jupiter.
I deserve something for surviving this fucked up family. I have my place. I'm the middle child.
More like middling.
Yeah, it's my legacy too.
With your lack of control, your temperament, you think you can have a handle on our legacy the way that Pluto and I have? Shouldn't you go home and batten down the hatches, boarding up your windows? Go back to your pathetic dinghy off the Gulf of Florida, Neptune. Hurricane country is perfect for you.
You're not going to sweep me aside like so many others, Jupiter. Not this time. Pluto here riding your coattails into God knows where. She may not know what she's getting into, but I do.
I'm not a child anymore, Neptune. I know what I'm doing.
That might actually be worse. I thought with Dad gone, maybe you would want out too, but here you are, still excusing all the bullshit. Jupiter is not a good person, and you follow him around like a little puppy.
Why do you insist on belittling me to get to him?
Because he does this, and then you side with him. Always have.
There are no sides, Neptune. We're trying to work together. We're trying to include you. I have a stake in this too. My fortune is as wrapped up in this as anyone else's.
Well then, I guess you two make a good team.
You know, Neptune, there were so many times I could have used you as an ally, but you cleared out as soon as your trust fund kicked in. You talk about sides, and you've only ever considered me a pawn.
And how has he considered you? I'm calling them in.
Neptune turns to leave. Jupiter grabs a book and hurls it at the door, missing Neptune by millimeters.
What the fuck?
That's how you control your temper?
You gambled away your position long ago. Do you even know what I've sacrificed for you, for this family?
And you've received nothing in return. Is that what you think? You're not protecting our legacy. You're running it into the ground. I can only imagine what Juno has to say.
Why would you bring her into this?
A hunch. She's finally had enough of your extracurriculars.
Leave my wife out of this.
Neptune, why are you starting something else?
That's what this really is about, keeping Juno in the dark.
I'm warning you, don't say her name again.
Or what? You're not going to delay this. I need the money. Pluto, you need it too. I know you do. Tell him. Tell him he can't do this. I mean, legally, can he even do this?
You're a lawyer and you don't even know the law? Pathetic.
I need the money too, Jupiter.
And you're gonna get it. I told you, Pluto, don't let him get to you.
He's not getting to me. I'm trying to contain the mess we're in right now, and you two are arguing like you're back in fucking middle school.
Anyway, Juno chose you. Figured you'd be over it by the honeymoon.
Jupiter pushes Neptune into the bookcase and holds.
Neptune, why did you become such a bastard?
Maybe when I realized you were both trying to shut me out.
No one is trying to keep you out. Jupiter, let him go, god damn it.
You're messing with Dad's books.
Oh, you need these? Like you're ever gonna pass the bar? Always the fuck up.
For fuck's sake, knock it off. They're gonna hear us.
And do what? Come in here? Believe me, there is nothing more normal than a family arguing over money. If we were quiet, then they'd think we were up to something.
You are up to something.
We're trying to include you.
In what exactly? Huh, Pluto? What are you including me in?
We told you with Dad gone, people are going to try and take advantage of our situation. We can't.
People like Neptune.
Jupiter, stop interrupting me.
He's manipulating you, and you're falling for it.
I'm not falling for shit. Jesus, no wonder Dad lost his patience with you. Jupiter, you can't pull it together for 5 fucking minutes. You know what? Maybe we don't hold them off.
Pluto, wait. I'm sorry, Pluto. Please. Please. If I go down, our name goes down with me, and everything else too. We have to stick together. I have never asked you for anything, Neptune.
Because you have everything. You've always had everything.
And you always played the outcast, didn't you? Thing is, it was your own doing. You cast yourself out. Why don't you tell Pluto why you really left? Go ahead, tell her. You never noticed, Pluto, how Juno acts around Neptune, or used to when he did come around? How she switched seats at the table or a party, always seemed to avoid him?
Avoiding your wrath, more like it, your jealousy. Juno and I were friends. We had a connection.
A connection? It was your graduation party, Pluto, at the summer house. Remember? Dad really went all out for that one.
Why is he talking about this?
No idea. He's stalling.
I should have known that night. I should have known it would go to shit. Neptune parading around in his fucking Speedo.
My graduation party? That was the night you pushed Jupiter in the pool, Neptune. I saw you. Juno in the pool.
Everybody saw him.
We were messing around. She was laughing.
It was your room, Pluto.
He's trying to turn you against me. He's using you.
I told Juno she could use my room to change.
Your bed.
This is bullshit.
Did you go to my room?
I went to check on her. That's it. Nothing happened. I put her sweater under her head. If she's saying anything now, she's trying to protect him, or it's just regret.
Why would she regret if nothing happened?
No! He's trying to get his way, Pluto. Whatever she told him. Look, Jupiter, whatever she told you.
She didn't tell me anything, you dumb fuck. I saw you. I saw you. You really think you did nothing?
Neptune, please tell me he's fucking with you.
Pluto, you know me. You know I wouldn't.
What did he see?
I was headed upstairs when I heard something in your room, Pluto. I thought that someone was maybe going through your shit. I saw a shadow, but it was the light. That fucking light. I thought it was from your computer screen, like the light from Dad's TV in the study when he'd fall asleep and left it on.
He'll say anything to protect himself. I'm not staying for this.
It was the reflection of the pool lights that I saw, Neptune.
We were also wasted that night.
The light was distorted, like waves against the wall, but enough for me to see.
It's not like he says.
I didn't say anything when I walked in because I figured I would catch whoever was in there. Who knows what the fuck they were going to try to steal? We could never trust anyone.
There was always something between me and Juno. Even before Jupiter. You know there was, Pluto. You know it. I wanted to check on her. I swear, that's it. She was, I tucked her sweater under her head.
Why, though?
What?
Why would you do that, Neptune? You keep mentioning her sweater. She was dressed when you pushed her in. Her clothes were wet. Why would you put a wet sweater under her head?
Because.
Just say it.
Because her head, it kept falling back. Her head. We were drunk. We were so young. I'm not a bad person, Pluto. Please.
No.
It was so long ago. Things have changed. Things we thought were. Maybe it would be different now. I have daughters.
Stop talking. Just stop talking.
Jupiter is using this to avoid the mess that he's in now. Why are we excusing his behavior for something that happened a million years ago? Don't you see what he's doing? He's desperate. He's turning you against me. Why now, Jupiter? Why are you telling me this now?
Because you owe me, Neptune. You owe me your life, your freedom. Tell me again what you are here to claim. Money, your name. Will you claim this too? What is your legacy, Neptune? What would your daughters think?
He's fucking lying. He'd say anything. If he saw, then why didn't he stop me? Why didn't you stop me? Or was I finally truly following in your footsteps?
Jupiter grabs Neptune. He throws him into the aquarium. The glass shatters. Neptune collapses onto the floor in a pool of water and broken glass. Silence, except for the sound of water dripping from the shattered aquarium.
I always felt sorry for you, Neptune.
Why did you always side with him, Pluto? He was a bully. Was it just that? You either sided with him or bore the brunt of his wrath, like me? I could have protected you, but you never gave me a chance. When will you see him for what he is?
You, I see, Neptune. He was right about you. He's always been right about you.
He's divided us again.
Are you blind? Look at us. All of us, all of this. At what cost?
Pluto!
Don't you fucking touch me. Oh, this is funny to you, Jupiter?
Fucking hysterical.
You're sick. Why didn't you do something?
Oh, grow up, Pluto. You're no innocent.
You stood and watched. How could you have him around after that? Holy fuck, you made him the godfather of Junie. Why would you?
Because she didn't know what happened.
Jesus fucking Christ.
She came to me the next day. She said she couldn't remember anything about the party. She thought something was wrong or maybe something had happened, but she wasn't certain. So I comforted her. I was with her. I had to be.
What have you done?
What have I done? What if she had remembered or remembered later or wanted to press charges. She could have taken everything.
Should have. Fuck, our entire lives would be different.
Exactly. It was your fucking bedroom, Pluto.
She could have come to me.
And what would you have done? Our home, pushed into the pool by Neptune in front of everyone.
So you what, married her?
For my sake.
I had to protect.
But you didn't do shit for her. You weren't protecting her. You were protecting yourself, your position.
I was protecting us. I was protecting our name. I was protecting our legacy, you, Neptune, this family.
Neither of you deserves anything. Go fuck yourselves.
Dad would be so proud.
You know, you would, though. He would be so proud of this. He thrived on chaos. We've lived off the sins of our fathers long enough.
Oh, you think you're any better? You think you've not benefited? It's been so convenient, me protecting you from what you don't know, protecting both of you. Do you know the weight I've carried?
The weight you've carried.
Jupiter, our great protector.
What do you think I've done for this family, Jupiter? For you? But nothing is different. The only reason I'd help you now is so that Juno gets it all when I help her divorce you.
You think you and Juno also have some sort of special connection? Juno doesn't want your help.
She's a sister to me.
Oh, fuck. And you've gone so far, Pluto.
What about Jupiter's accusers? What about the other women, Pluto? They don't matter? Why this anger now? Because it's me? Or are you even more like Jupiter than you're willing to admit?
Don't talk to me.
See there, Neptune? Pluto doesn't want to hear certain things. I learned that long ago. Our baby sister has allowed herself the luxury of ignorance.
He's right, Pluto. You're just as complicit, and you know it.
Now, maybe this is the start again.
Poor little Pluto. Always a step behind, wanting to play with the grown-ups, but just ends up doing everybody's dirty work. Would you really like to hear the names of my accusers?
I said stop talking.
You only want to tell me to stop talking to cover your own conscience.
Not this time, Jupiter. I don't need you to tell me anything because I do already know. I know everything.
You won't fucking dare walk out that door.
No. Watch me.
Pluto exits. The door ricochets closed behind her. Neptune slowly stands and crosses to what remains of the shattered aquarium. Jupiter watches the door a moment longer. He then reaches down, picks up a water-soaked book, and puts it back on the shelf. End of play.
Salus. Lights up. Our superhero Salus is mid-battle with her nemesis Archie atop a glacier. A large crack is expanding along one side and headed directly toward the global seed vault, also known as the Doomsday Vault, where all the world's essential seeds are kept safe from catastrophe. Archie holds up a grenade in one hand. He threatens to throw it into the expanding crevice. The scientists in the Doomsday Vault are scrambling below. Simultaneously, in another universe, Salus sits alone on the crater of a volcano. She dangles her feet dangerously over the edge. A light trail of lava seeps from one side. There is a faint, low rumble.
I'm not abandoning them over there by the glacier. I mean, if that's what you're thinking. I don't travel through time. It's a parallel universe thing, string theory. That's all still happening. I'm still there. I'm just here, too.
Salus stands and lifts a boulder the size of a new Tesla.
It's been busier than usual, though. The changing tides and all. Well, tides, glaciers, volcanoes, fire, global tectonics in general. A lot of shifting, so to speak.
Our superhero looks off in the distance.
A little busier than there in the moment, too. But this world is in danger, too. You can see that, right?
With a thud, she drops the gigantic boulder into the mouth of the volcano.
Oh, that's not gonna hold. Can you hear me?
With a sigh, Salus uses her cape to wipe the volcanic dust from her hands.
I'm just conscious of all the world. Maybe that's my best superpower.
Suddenly, Archie appears from the other side of the volcano.
Or worst. I knew I'd find you here.
My nemesis.
Arch nemesis.
His superpower is annoying me.
Archie kicks a flaming volcano ball at Salus, who easily dodges it.
Who are you talking to?
Nobody.
You're delaying your save over there a little longer than usual. That glacier is melting.
Salus merely shrugs.
I'm needed here, too.
Not just yet, though. How long are you going to make them suffer?
I'm making them suffer. You're the one threatening to flood the global seed vault.
A glint of light reflects off something in Archie's hand, temporarily blinding Salus.
What's in your hand?
Archie looks to his hand momentarily, almost surprised to see.
Is that the pin from the grenade?
Huh, strange. Don't worry. I still got my thumb holding down the thingamajig over there. I do feel a cramp coming on, though.
See? Annoying. How do you have that? It shouldn't be here.
Ah, I see them now. Already adding to the worlds, are we?
Not sure. Looks like they're still forming. I don't think they're caught up yet.
Ooh, I could get them caught up.
They have nothing to do with this.
They will, though, eventually.
Salus shrugs.
The other one of your powers, shrugging. Super Shrugger? I'm going to start calling you that.
Archie lobs another flaming volcano ball. Salus kicks it back hard. This time, it's Archie's turn to duck.
Whoa! You want to speed things up over here? Align the worlds a little?
Archie rubs his hands together. He gently bounces up and down on the side of the volcano. The rumbling increases.
I'd rather not.
Archie bounces some more. The volcano trembles.
Not yet.
Archie lifts his arms over his head, summoning the enormous power of the volcano.
Not yet.
Archie, in a cascade of rocks and rubble, Archie is blown backwards by the mere force of her words.
Ah! Always on your time, isn't it? What do you get out of this?
Out of what?
Waiting. You love waiting to the last minute. Why is that exactly? I'm curious.
Salus is silent.
Oh, you have a God complex. You do. Everything revolves around you, or you think it does.
Archie kicks a pebble and almost inadvertently causes an avalanche of volcanic rock. Salus stops it with a flick of her wrist.
You know what it's like to be prayed to have people worship you?
What do you think?
It's addicting.
Are you looking for sympathy? And they're not praying to you. They're praying to God.
But I answer, who's the real savior?
Archie takes a step back.
You are enjoying this. Is that why you're not saving them? I thought torture was my thing.
They're fine.
For now, I'm going for a walk.
Archie holds up the grenade pins. He starts to leave. He waves it at her.
Tick tock.
I'm going to save them, Archie, obviously.
Archie continues to walk away.
Archie, wait. You get something out of this too.
He stops.
What do I get?
You get to live.
How dare you?
Salus sits on an ash-covered boulder.
Do you actually think that you let me live? Have you not considered that I let you let me live?
No.
I'm not going for a walk anymore. Stand and fight,
I'm calling
solid.
time.
Archie raises his hands. The earth shifts. The volcano roars to life. An enormous pile of rocks and dirt rains down on Salus. Archie stands atop a boulder. He stares down at Salus, who lies still under the rubble.
Fight!
I said I don't feel like it.
Archie causes another avalanche of rocks to crush Salus. She shifts her weight, lifts up on her elbows, and rests her chin on her hands. Archie rages for a moment longer until finally his shoulders slump.
I hate when you do this.
I called time. I just want to talk.
Why?
Because something's missing.
Lightning bolts? Tsunamis? Oh, meteors?
Can you listen for a second?
Ugh. Fine. But I'll destroy you when this is over.
I'd like to see you try.
Oh, yes!
Archie again stands tall. He starts to summon the strength of the molten magma core of...
After our timeout.
Magma fizzles.
And you call me annoying. What do you get out of... Why do you have to talk to me?
Because it has something to do with you.
Speak.
I've been thinking of something that happened a long time ago in a...
Stop! Is this an origin story?
No.
Proceed.
It is a pre-powers story, though.
Halt! Don't want to hear it.
But it's not about how I got my powers.
Fine. Go.
There was an earthquake.
Ooh.
It was terrifying.
Archie leans forward.
Mm-hmm.
I was young. I was in a classroom and the world shook and everything changed. We were all crouched under the tables. The overhead lights were swinging, some crashing down, the windows vibrating, the sounds, the wrenching sound of glass and metal and a rumble, an awful rumbling as if the world itself was going to open up and swallow me whole, swallow all of us. And
Salus pauses. Archie stares.
Why are you looking at me like that?
This is definitely one of your better stories. Continue.
Another student, a boy that I had never seen before, sat next to me that day by sheer coincidence, I can only assume.
Get back to the earthquake. Unless, was I that boy?
No. Oh, wait. When did you start causing earthquakes? Oh, never mind. Where was I?
The earth was about to swallow you whole.
Yes, but no, it's not about the earthquake, Archie. It's not. It was the feeling that I felt in that moment.
Archie lobs some flaming lava balls toward Salus. Pow! Bah! She bats them away.
Just listen, before all of this, before all the worlds, you must have experienced something more powerful, something absolutely horrifying in its power.
Of course.
And you must remember the very first time you felt that.
Perhaps.
The feeling of being alive.
And?
And I want to feel that again.
You want to get close to death. You're immortal.
The day of the earthquake, I prayed, or maybe it wasn't a prayer exactly, but as the world appeared to end, I whispered, "Oh God," again and again. "Oh God, oh God, oh God," again and again. And the boy next to me, he took my hands, he looked at me, he saw me, and he said, "It's okay. It's okay." Over and over again, both of us repeating these things. Time seemed to stop or expand. I never felt so scared or so alive in my life. And I've never felt so close to anyone ever or since.
Archie clears his throat. He drops his gaze and begins to pace along the edge of the smoldering ashes.
Are you saying that I'm not holding up my end of the bargain?
People I saved, the people whose worlds you threatened to destroy, I think they like that feeling of getting near death too. They like waiting for me to save them. They're using me.
I think you're giving them far too much credit. And me far too little.
Shouldn't there be something in this for me?
Your near daily destruction at my fingertips isn't enough? The adoration from the public isn't enough?
I don't want adoration. I want connection. If they get to feel something, then why shouldn't I?
But what does this have to do with me?
A plume of toxic gas escapes from the volcano.
Maybe if we
what?
join together.
The plume dissipates.
Me? Become good?
The rumbling of the volcano begins anew. It strengthens. Archie turns to Salus, who has, ever so nonchalantly, crossed her arms.
Oh, you mean...
Archie resumes his pacing.
Uh-huh.
But whom will we fight?
Archie stops, slowly turns his gaze towards this embryonic universe.
Them?
We don't have to fight anyone. We wreak havoc. We cause chaos over and over again. All the things you normally do, but unimpeded. Don't you see? If if we can bring the universe to the edge of destruction.
Destroy the universe?
To the edge of destruction, then maybe,
Salus moves towards Archie. She stumbles. She nearly falls.
Maybe you should get rid of the cape.
Be a villain?
In general. How do I benefit from this?
You'll get the credit of having turned me evil, right? No worse fate for a superhero. I can only imagine what they'll say about you.
Villainy is nothing to be toyed with. It takes years of...
Stand back!
With a laser-like stare never before seen by Archie, Salus plants her feet. She fixes her gaze on the side of the volcano. The ground begins to shake. There is a rumble deep from inside the volcano. Salus sweeps back her cape. Boom! Something shifts, something strange. Like an electric pulse felt down to the planet's core itself. Archie stares at Salus. Another pulse. Boom! Archie grabs onto a flattened tree trunk to steady himself.
Careful! You're new to this.
I said stand back.
Salus takes a deep breath. This time she places her fingertips upon the volcano. Crack! A jagged line appears, running up the length of the volcano. A stream of molten lava shoots out, headed straight for the village below.
You're going to kill them!
Kill them. I'm giving them what they want, bringing them to the brink again and again until I feel something.
Who will be left to fear me?
The lava flows faster, the cracks grow wider.
Oh, why didn't you tell me this feels so good? Why have I been wasting all my time on these humans? If they want to pray to me, I'll make them pray to me. We'll rule the world, all the world.
You're evil.
A faint cry breaks Salus out of her villainous reverie. Salus, save us! Salus shakes her head, as if shaking the voices themselves away. Save us, Salus!
No, no!
Boom! Another pulse races through the volcano, another faint cry from the distance. Salus, save us!
No! Ah!
Salus lifts her hands to the skies and brings them down hard against the side of the volcano. Bam! A mountainous pile of loose rocks tumble into the lava stream, effectively sealing the crack and saving the village below. Salus slides down onto her knees.
Not so easy, is it? And you think you're underappreciated?
Leave me alone.
Sullen Salus, you're not a villain. You're just another frustrated anti-hero. Arch-villains don't destroy willy-nilly. We have plans. We have rules. We make deals.
Archie twirls the grenade pin on his pinky absent-mindedly. Salus watches him.
How do you have that pin in this universe? Objects have never passed between the worlds.
Maybe we're allowed souvenirs now. Why does it matter?
Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe I'm not supposed to feel. Maybe we could put the universe in an ice age?
Leave them frozen? Forever?
No, an extended timeout.
Archie stops twirling the pin. He begins to circle Salus.
Another plan with nothing in it for me? How tempting. What is it you truly seek, Salus? You make them wait like some sort of sadist? Then you want to attack them, and then you want an extended holiday. And they say villains are narcissistic.
How you're stepping on my cape.
Oh, sorry.
Salus turns. There it is again, that far cry. Salus, save us!
Those voices.
Salus peers down the side of the volcano and towards the villagers below.
They aren't coming from the village.
Silly Salus, responsible for the greater good. Oh, boo! I'm responsible for everything and everyone. You think this is a game? Something to try on like that useless cape? How long did you plan on playing the villain, Salus?
Long enough for them to realize that...
That you're not the bad guy after all? Now, who's using who?
At some point, you choose who you are.
You think you chose, hero?
You chose villain.
Some things are decided for us. I was never going to be a superhero. You see, Salus, I do remember being near death once upon a time, but it wasn't my own. I too was young, a mere child, and I warned all of them, but they wouldn't listen to me. They blamed me for telling the girl not to go in the water.
Who are you talking about?
Blame me for not risking both our lives. I'm the villain, as if I had something to do with the radioactivity. I tried to tell them. They don't listen.
You're telling me an origin story.
That's not an origin story.
What happened to the girl?
That's not the point. Their minds were made up. I was always going to be the one to blame. I was already the villain. Don't you see it? There's no origin story. And if I was what I was, then I was gonna be the best. I would be an
arch villain.
Exactly.
Save us, Salus.
Those cries.
What cries?
You don't hear them?
Maybe you do need a break.
Salus returns her gaze to Archie.
What happened to that girl?
Archie refuses to answer.
You could have saved her.
I could have died. Anyhow, she floated away in the river and was never to be seen again.
Until now? Are you trying to tell me my own origin story? Am I that girl?
I'm trying to tell you that you are weak. If I didn't terrorize people, you'd have no so-called life. The only reason you feel anything at all is because of me.
Why don't you go play in the volcano or something?
Oh, is that a challenge?
Salus turns to leave.
I'm tired of this. You just want to fight.
Yes, I want to fight. It's what we do. You're the one with these ideas of making them appreciate you. You disrespect our roles, Salus. And you're right. They do use us, pit us against each other. Appreciation, blame, two sides of the same coin.
Volcano rumbles. Salus tries to pass. Archie blocks her path.
Move.
Do they really deserve saving at all? They're not good. They are not worthy. Who do you think is actually responsible for the seed depository? Me! The glacier was already melting. This volcano, look where you're fracking. And those kittens stuck in a tree, neglectful pet owners.
Salus stares down Archie.
I know what you're trying to do.
Do you? Am I keeping you from something? Have you some saving to do?
I'm not gonna fight.
When you really think about it, you've never really saved anyone.
I'm sure the people who owe me their lives would disagree.
Is that how you see it? These humans owe you their pathetic lives?
Who else?
You save who I say you save.
Not true.
Salus steps toward Archie, but again she stumbles. Boom! Another pulse. It's as if the planet's rotation has stopped and restarted.
What is happening?
Look at you. Sweet, simple Salus in disarray. Your cape frayed and unraveling. Pitiful. You might be more human than you think.
No, you're wrong about them. They may be imperfect, but they're still worth saving. And I'm still a superhero. Some things are just decided for us, all right? You're mad that you're just another bad guy.
Just another bad guy.
Archie speaks, and with each word he launches a thundering blast of lava at Salus, pushing her closer and closer toward the edge.
The only reason you are a hero is because
Bam!
of
Bam!
me.
Bam! Salus teeters on the edge.
Perhaps you feel nothing because you are nothing without me.
You'll regret this.
They may as well be praying to me.
Bam! With that last heated blast, Salus is blown completely over the edge. Archie is frozen in silence. The volcano is still. The pulses have ceased. The ash settles. Slowly, the sound of pebbles scattering along the rim breaks the silence. A hand reaches up, and over the crest of the volcano, another hand. Salus appears. She pulls herself up.
No more timeouts. Fight!
Salus launches herself high into the sky. Archie pushes off at the same time. They collide midair. Boom! Another pulse. And in a flash of light, we see our hero and villain near the ruins of the Acropolis. Tourists run for cover as Archie creates a sandstorm. They huddle below a semi-ruined column. A child is separated from his father. Save us, Salus! More cries. Salus blows the sandstorm away from the Acropolis with her powerful lungs. Archie leaps atop a column. He lands a crushing blow. Crack! The child! He's there below. Bam! Archie slams another devastating blow. A second column threatens to crush the father as he runs to save the child.
Who will you save, Salus?
Salus flies to the first column. With her sheer strength, she lifts it and throws it out to the sea. Will she make it to the second column in time? A cloud of dust falls upon the ruins. Simultaneously, in another universe, Archie crouches down on the glacier, in one hand a grenade, his thumb holding down the thingamajig.
You're too late, Salus. I'm going to release the grenade.
Salus flies through the air. A perfect kick blasts Archie off his feet. He crumbles at the foot of the glacier.
Up.
Archie opens his eyes.
Sucker.
And with that, Archie releases the grenade. It rolls towards the crevice of the glacier.
No!
The cries of the people are heard. Save us, Salus! Salus wrenches open Archie's other hand. It's empty.
Where is it?
You finally waited too long. Even I can't save them now.
Salus dives to stop the grenade. Simultaneously, atop a volcano, Archie and Salus tumble perilously close to the crater. The volcano is voracious, shaking and rumbling. Plumes of toxic gas fill the air. Salus and Archie are completely entangled.
Get off of me!
It's your stupid cape.
They both collapse, hero and villain, each crawling to opposite corners of the precipice.
I thought you said no more timeouts.
This isn't over.
Isn't it though?
Archie rolls over onto his side. He peers over the edge of the volcano. A familiar metal glint catches his eye. It's
The grenade pin. It must have fallen into the volcano.
indeed, it is the grenade pin, and it's hanging by what looks like a
Thread.
literal thread. Archie reaches down, he grabs the thread and tugs gently as if reeling in a fishing line. Boom! Salus is suddenly swung violently backwards. Archie pulls on the thread a second time. Boom! Another pulse. The planet is thrown off its axis. Archie traces the thread back to the point of its origin.
Salus's cape? But how? The pin must have gotten tangled during our battle.
For the third and final time, Archie tugs on the thread, and this time he pulls hard. Boom! The pulse reverberates throughout the universe and beyond. Salus shakily stands. She reaches down and finds the unraveling thread, the same thread that is snagged on the rim of the volcano that's been twisted around the columns of the Acropolis and tangled around the clip of the grenade on the glacier.
That's the reason the grenade pin is here at the volcano. The images of the world form clearer. The cries from the glacier audible in this universe. There's a
Hole in the space-time continuum.
The thread suddenly falls slack in Salus's hands, as if the planets themselves are being pulled closer together.
If the grenade explodes in one world, it could set off a chain reaction.
The explosion will pass through all the universes.
Each universe collapsing upon itself, creating multiple black holes.
Leading to a gargantuan gravitational wave.
Archie laughs. Oh, he laughs.
You waited. You wanted to feel something, Salus. Is this not the closeness you seek?
You're doing, you brought the pin through.
You dare blame me. The only reason I have the grenade pin is because you stumbled on your own superhero cape one too many times. This is your doing, or shall I say, undoing?
We have to stop the grenade from exploding. Give me the pin.
Never.
You can stop this.
The villain, save the worlds, save all the worlds. Why would I do such a thing?
You may not be human, but you're not immortal. If you don't do this, then everyone and everything will be gone, including you.
Perhaps a fitting end to a villain's journey? It could be the closest thing you're going to get to feeling alive, losing us all. Tell me, Salus, will you still be a hero if there's no one left to save?
I won't let you do this.
Let me do this? Like you let me live? Have you learned nothing? You have no choice.
Then give me one now. If I can save a universe, then we can close the loop. Let me choose one to save.
Archie stares at Salus, the fate of the entire multiverse hanging in the balance.
One. If you can choose one to save, I'll stop the grenade from exploding. But you have to make a choice. You get one and only one. Deal.
And just as Salus is about to launch herself through the hole in the space-time continuum, a gigantic gravitational wave hits, the likes of which have never been felt before. Boom! Salus collapses unconscious on the edge of the volcano. Archie stands over what looks like her lifeless body.
Salus, get up! Are you not even going to try?
Another wave strikes. Boom! And another. Boom! An alternate dimension, Salus, awakens deep in a desert near the Acropolis. She struggles. She's sinking. It's quicksand.
Salus! Please!
Archie's muffled cries blend into the cries from the glacial universe.
Salus!
Save us!
Can't breathe.
Salus is pulled completely under the sand. Suddenly, she's trapped under a glacier. She bangs against the ice fruitlessly.
Won't give.
She goes from the glacier to the molten liquid volcanic core.
You can't breathe.
Salus! Stand and fight!
Archie beats on Salus's chest.
You're just going to let this happen?
Is this the end of our superhero? Of our villain? Salus suddenly opens her eyes. She gasps for breath. She lifts her hand and points towards Archie.
You.
Yes, me, Salus. I knew you couldn't do it. What a waste after everything. Vanquished with a whimper.
Salus slowly rises to her knees.
I choose you.
She stands, stronger now.
No, that wasn't an option. I am not a choice.
You said choose one to survive.
I meant the world, our universe.
You should have clarified.
Treachery. Ah!
Jealous you don't make all my choices for me?
You can't make me good.
No, but I can let you live.
Archie roars. An ash cloud explodes from the volcano. Lava violently escapes from newly formed cracks.
You're trying to trick me into being someone I'm not. Tricking me into redeeming myself.
We had a deal. So in order for you to survive, you have to stop the grenade from exploding. I've heard villains are big on deals.
Archie is pacing, raging, lobbing fireballs with a ferocious fury.
A moment or an eon ago, you were plotting to join forces. Now you wish to save them again. Why? Why save them at all?
Because you're right. You're not just a bad guy. And I'm not just a superhero. Maybe I was that girl and you were that boy. You saved yourself and you made me. It's our story. One cannot exist without the other. We have always been connected.
We don't know if you were that girl.
But I could be. Just like you could be that boy.
So, by saving me, you...
Salus, hands on hips, chest out, frayed yet flowing cape.
Save them all.
No! No!
Sorry.
Archie turns his formidable wrath to the forming universe.
I'll stop future worlds. I won't let them form.
Archie raises his fist, ready to lash out, and boom! Another wave pulses through the universe. The volcano is collapsing in upon itself. Archie lowers his hand, he opens his clenched fist, and in his palm,
Archie, the pin.
villain and superhero look at each other. Back towards the pin, back to each other. Another wave hits, boom!
Not much time.
Archie breathes in deeply and for the briefest moment imagines total destruction.
It's happening.
Think of that boy.
Another pulse. The pressure of the collapsing universes forces Salus and Archie even closer. There is no air, no space.
Save yourself. Prove them wrong.
Oh my God.
Another flash. Boom! The light against the pin blinds Archie. He can't see. He blinks and there is Salus. She reaches for his hand.
It's okay, Archie. It's okay.
Archie stares at Salus a moment longer. He blinks and suddenly he's back at the river. He blinks again and he's on the volcano.
Salus, give me your cape.
Salus, in one swoop, removes her cape and tosses it to Archie. He double loops the pin through the thread, swings the cape over his head once, and slingshots it perfectly through the hole in the space-time continuum, straight to the glacial universe. Boom! Blackout! The light rises over Salus and Archie resting on the volcano, their feet dangling gently over the edge.
Nice shot.
Salus tilts her head as if listening for the faintest sound, the smallest vibration. There is nothing but calm.
It's expanding again. I can feel it. You must have put the pin back in the grenade.
Archie shrugs, just the slightest. He turns and looks out toward this fetus-like universe, then back to Salus.
They'll just ruin it, you know. You're not saving them from me. You barely saved them from themselves. You won't get off that easily. This is just a momentary lapse in her judgment. She can't be trusted. You heard her. She wanted to destroy me. She wanted to join me. She wanted to punish you, and somehow I'm the villain.
I'm not sure they hear us.
Do you think they know?
That there's more than this?
Salus and Archie search this half-formed universe for signs of life, of understanding, of... They search a moment longer. End of play.